opportunity for that, to earn your business. And the reason I bring up real estate is because I'm sponsoring it, but also, as much as I love selling houses, and I do, I've been doing it 30 years, I really
and you're good at it.
And I have another couple broker friends in the room, and they would testify, because I know who they are, that it's really, as much as we love making money and supporting our families, we also really just love the people we work with. We truly do. And as you know, if you've been through it, there's some high highs, some low lows, some complications, and it's an honor and privilege, and Debbie, my friend back there, would agree that it's a privilege to be trusted with your largest asset and to trust you in that journey. It's not an easy one. To prove I'm people over profits, I'm going to tell you about my favorite listing appointment. And the reason it proves it is because it didn't make me any money. But it's still my favorite listing appointment. And this is why. My dear friend Jan and her handsome husband Mike, who I've run 3 half marathons with. This guy just ran, how old are you, Mike?
85 now.
Just ran a marathon or half?
I'm sorry?
In Hawaii, was that
Yeah,
a
Honolulu.
full
It
marathon?
was full.
Last year, 85 years old. Yeah, he's an inspiration as a beauty here. So Jan and Mike, I can share a little bit. Jen had recently been diagnosed with cancer, and I think at this point they realized it wasn't going to be a one and done easy road. And they were thinking they needed to move in with one of their kids. And so they called me to come over, and we sat down at the dining room table, and their daughter Adrian was there, it was towards the end of COVID, and she was stuck here from Saudi Arabia, right? And so we started talking about, how do you tackle selling a home you've been in for so long? And we started going, and Jen goes, hold on, before we do anything, we need to dance. And I said, I'm here for it. So we, Adrian and Jan and Mike and I went to their front room, and it makes me emotional because of this woman, and we danced. I loved it. And it's just such a privilege to walk. People. Yeah. Okay, and she's going to do an encore. But when I said in the video, if you saw it, that amazing people, amazing women attract amazing women, I really found that to be true. And she told me about Ann. And Jan is amazing for a number of reasons. But she's facing, she flew in from Mayo Clinic last night.
This morning.
Well, yeah, you're right, because they got delayed. 7?
Yeah.
You texted like at midnight and said 1:15.
That was that time.
That was that. Wow. So she goes to Mayo Alive. She got back, she goes, I can do it, but I gotta be back by Thursday night so I can sleep in Friday so I can go party on Friday night. But she has, done this with positivity and hopefulness, and I've seen her dance up the aisle at church, and just being thankful and trusting God, and also pouring into other people in the midst of her own pain. And there's other people in this room who have and are, fighting cancer as well. So I know that a lot of people are carrying a similar burden. And my prayer is that we will all leave tonight feeling inspired, emboldened, and realize that, man, there's a whole lot we can do, here in this world when we hear from Ann. But so this is Jan, and they ended up staying in their house because they decided they needed to be around their community in South Jethro. And so Jan's just a rock star, so is her husband, and I asked Jan if she'd introduce Ann. This is Jan Cotter.
I think you guys are in for a rare treat. I've never met anyone like Ann, and I know that none of you have ever met anyone like Ann, and you never will. She's a one of a kind. She gave me her bio. She asked me what I thought about it. I said, it's kind of lame. I don't want it. Anyway, I said I wanted to talk about the essence of Ann. What makes Ann Ann? And from nuclear engineer graduate of Colorado School of Mines, driving a yellow Lamborghini in London when she was working for the British
Jaguar.
Oh, Jaguar.
Oh, British Racing Green.
Oh, well, okay.
Green too. Wow, okay.
Okay, a green Jaguar, okay. To Mendicant Pilgrim, which is a pilgrim who walks and carries no money. So that's a leap. So she may tell you about that. But I think that she's found the secret of living life well. To live simply costs everything, but gives you everything in return. And I just found that so powerful. Anne is defined by some of the mantras that she speaks. One is that people are good, and she has seen that all around the world. She's got some charts up here. You can see where she's walked, and it's pretty amazing. She always walks with a destination, and usually to honor or in honor of a saint. And so she'll walk like where he walked or where he was born, to Rome, or it doesn't make any difference, Canterbury to Rome, or up to, I don't know who she was walking for when she went above the Arctic Circle at night, in the dark. But people are good, and she prepares for her pilgrimages. She doesn't just start walking. She learns the language or the languages of the countries where she's going to go. So, so when she was crossing the Sahara, and these guys came racing across the dunes in their camels, with their camels and their swords, for this little lady, they stopped, and she could say to them, Endak mai min fadlak,
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Endak mai, inshallah, or min fadlak, greetings to you. Do you have any water? And she didn't pull out a pistol or anything. Anyway, came down off his camel, and I said, and I know what he did. He made her tea, and they sat there on the dune, and because she had learned some Arabic, he pointed out to her where the next oasis was, gave her safe travel, and she went on her way. She just totally disarms people, and they see in her, they don't even know what it is, but a spark of who Christ is, and what he means to people, and how he transmits love. Also, another one of her mantras is, trust among strangers is the foundation for peace. And she stays one night every place. And here's one of her credentials. She said this was from last winter, right? So it's stamped for every day that she stays, and they write something so she can see, and the authorities can see that she has been where she said that she was. So take a chance and look at that. And so when you talk about strangers, I think it was, you'll have to tell me where they said she likes to walk in the winter, so she was designated winter pilgrim. And she was up on St. Bernard Pass, and she said, where are the dogs? They go, it's too cold for them up here. They look back through all their books. There have been pilgrims here, but not in the winter. And she likes to walk in the winter because then the leaves are off the trees and you can see where you're going. And sometimes she just has a map, like this big a map, and she only needs anyway, she manages to find her place, and she always has been welcomed in. And in one place, they said, you sleep with Grandma, she will keep you warm. She also uses her engineering degree. I think it was in Germany, at a convent, there were some sisters, this is when you stayed more than a day, and they had a farm. And so she figured out for them and helped them build something to transport the water from up the mountain down to the farm, and, you know, so, I mean, she doesn't just stay there, but she pours out herself to people. And her thing is, no problems, just solutions, because she always manages to figure it out. And during COVID, when she wanted to go to Mongolia, but obviously we couldn't travel, she was not going to just sit and, I mean, she doesn't just sit, but she goes down to Chimayo a lot, and she had found in the mountains there at this little cave, it was like a dugout where the water had come down and washed it out. And so she decided, it was, a couple miles from Chimayo, and she had a friend there, that she would stay there that winter, which is what she did. And so she took her engineering skills and she built a labyrinth, and was so excited during the winter solstice, when according to her calculations, the sun rose exactly where it was supposed to over this labyrinth. And she was just down there yesterday, the day before, with a group of women, and they all wanted to go and see the labyrinth. She doesn't proselytize at all, but people see, even if they don't know, that light of Christ within her, and they accept her. So she says a silent pilgrim does no one any good. So she is vocal as she goes around and just talks and shares with people. And maybe at the end of this evening that you will feel also that another thing that she says is that the world needs more pilgrims. Not necessarily to go out, but to have that pilgrim spirit that you share with others. Thank you.